Hey everybody, once again, it is me, your girl Maria, and we are back with the one, the only knee-slapping K-pop podcast, and I'm coming to you live with a cold, because if you missed the first video, we're recording these episodes back to back, and I am still sick, but it's okay. This is the best sick day currently that I am that I can talk, so it's okay. But if I sound bad, you know why. But I am here with Kayla.
Hello.
And of course, our scribe for today, Sammi.
Whoa.
Yes, you'll see why. But we are here to talk about, because we know this is what you guys really want. You guys just want to shit on groups. It's our favorite episode.
This is my favorite episode we do.
This is what we want. This is what you want. This is what we want. Mutual understanding. Love it.
Yes,
We're gonna talk shit
for everybody,
and also fairly critique, not fully talk shit.
Some
More
of them
like
we'll be talking
actually
I
critique.
don't promise no shit talking on some of them.
I mean, I'll talk.
We're gonna talk about the worst of the
shit
worst of K-pop this year.
this year.
Yes.
Which I will also talking shit right now. It's possibly some of the worst of K-pop ever.
Truly, some of the worst K-pop ever this year, which is like a pretty
Weird.
like. It's like a pretty low bar.
It's a high
already.
bar.
It's a high
because
bar
the
for
K-pop
the worst
is
of
shit.
K-pop, but it's like,
K-pop
man,
can be
was this
shit.
year really bad? There was some like exceptionally like hot garbage this year.
Yeah. All right.
So we have
So-
dishonorable mentions.
We do. And then each of us is going to have to defend our choices.
Yes.
But,
So we have,
So-
if you're just watching this on our YouTube channel, I'll have clips of every song in here. If you're listening to this on a podcast platform, I will just be listing all of the dishonorable mentions.
I guess I'll go first. My personal one was Kepler's We Fresh. Look, Kepler can be fine. Kepler can be good, but Kepler can cross a line. And this is everything about Kepler ramped up to a 12. Like, it is them being louder. It is a worse instrumental, and their vocals never sounded worse.
Yes, I have for mine Chaeyeon's Hush Rush, who is the last IZ*ONE soloist to debut. I just think Chaeyeon is awful. Like, I never liked her in Produce 48, never liked her in IZ*ONE. I didn't think she was strong enough of a singer, or really of anything, to hold her own as a soloist, like, before she even debuted, and I was right. The song's not good. Choreography is not good for as good as a dancer as people claim she is. Choreography is bad. Song is also bad. She is not a good enough vocalist to be a soloist. She does not have the stage presence to be a soloist. Like, everything about her should not be a soloist. And I've had that opinion for years now.
Since
so...
IZ*ONE. You've had that opinion since IZ*ONE.
Yeah.
I've had that opinion since Produce 48 aired. So...
I mean, I did like that dance she did when she first introduced with what was it to Instruction? Oh, that was killer. I
It's
like
like,
that.
People
but
saw her
that
do
was a while
split
ago.
in her audition and claimed, and then from that point forward, claimed her to be one of the best dancers ever, and it was just like, I never got it. Like,
She's
she's not
fine.
that
Well, I
good.
just thought her dance
She's
was
fine.
fun. I didn't say it was. I didn't think
Yeah,
it necessarily
she
was the
is-
best. I thought it was
She's
fun.
fine. She is incredibly overhyped. Like, I never got it. She is not nearly good enough to hold her own as a soloist. So
Yeah.
All right, and then for me, it is Purple Kiss with mem or however the fuck you pronounce that title.
Me.
Oh Jesus
Me.
Christ!
What is going on with that song?
This is
What
like the
was this
sore
song?
thumb. This is the thorn that sticks out of. Otherwise, Purple Kiss is a very good year because Purple Kiss had some great B sides this year. Released a really
did,
fun
so
title
good.
track called
the
Nerdy.
B-sides on that album, so good.
And then,
I
along
know,
with
that
the great
album would be
B-sides,
so good
what the fuck
without
was this
that
title
song.
track? Like,
This song.
honestly, what the actual fuck was the song?
We've continued.
I am just
The
lost.
RBW
I don't
way,
understand.
Curse of
I
having
don't
a 50-50
understand.
split of
I
songs
don't
is
understand.
absolute
I
nonsense.
really don't understand what was the logic. This wasn't it. I'm sorry, but it is, again, as
Absolutely not
I think
it.
you guys just mentioned,
Truly
a pattern
not
from
it.
RBW with their more recent groups with
Except
releasing...
for with their idol groups.
Yeah, with their
One, we
idol
didn't do
groups.
this
Not
shit.
the rock
One Week
group,
doesn't have
but,
that problem because they write their own music, so it's like they're
Exactly.
immune
1 week
from
not
that.
letting them
Yeah.
pull this bullshit.
Yeah.
1 week, great year.
Yeah, but for some reason with their two newer idol groups, they just flip-flop on good title track, bad title track,
Bad
good title
Mamamoo
track,
is
good.
Even,
And this is kind of annoying.
Kind of like that too. So
A little bit.
Yeah,
Just they do less songs.
yeah.
But yeah, no, this was basically Purple Kiss's big mess this year. Otherwise, great stuff from them
Great
this year.
Yep,
All
yep.
right. So now, let's start with one of the worst lists we have.
Well, this one
One of
hurts.
The, worst lists
The first
we've
one
made.
hurts.
Well, this one
Look,
is this one
Maria.
is a not Maria opinion.
This one Maria does not want to
Well,
speak on, but also,
no. Here's the thing. I actually do agree with you in this one, but
Thank
because
you.
of certain circumstances,
well,
it
the
just
recent
hurts.
circumstances are bad. Yeah.
Yeah, but the recent circumstances have nothing to do with why this song is bad. So, at number 10, we have Luna's Pose.
Lights, camera, action, pose.
So this is Luna's single from Queendom 2, the single that they the single that they performed at the finale,
Yes,
essentially.
yes.
Yeah.
And look, I do not know why Luna insists on doing a badass concept
They can't.
when they
can't
do not
do it.
work.
They can't
Like,
do
only
it.
It doesn't
maybe
fit their
3
vibe
of them
well.
do it.
The vibe is so
Only-
off.
Yeah, only 3 of them can do it. Possibly 3. I'm being
It's
generous
like Odd Eye
with 3,
Circle
to be honest.
is like fine, sure.
See, the thing with Odd Eye Circles, I feel like they realize Odd Eye Circle probably the most outside of the Luna fan base liked Luna subunit.
Yeah.
Realize, hey, let's just do that. But wait, they're too young. We can't do a cute, fun, flirty concept. Let's just make it badass. And I'm like, that's not what they were doing. That's not Odd Eye Circle. What are you even doing?
And it's just
Like, this doesn't work for the girls in Luna.
The entire performance, I'm like, you are not selling this concept even a little bit.
No.
Like, this is not the concept you should be doing, like, at all. Like, it is
It
not
doesn't
for them.
work for them.
It doesn't.
And then you just have the fact that it's noise music because it does have that weird instrumental.
It's like a
with
bad
weird noises.
NCT song that has like a shouting chorus, except instead of
I hate
NCT, it's Luna, and it is really not working for them.
Yeah,
there.
no.
Like,
Because at the very least, NCT can pretend they can make this concept work. I'm not positive the girls of Luna are convinced on this.
Because
concept.
really, like, if
They
anything,
don't look
it's like
they know what they're
Eve,
doing. They look
Chinlip, maybe. Who else can probably pull this off?
maybe Cherry.
Maybe
Cherry was an
Olivia.
odd eye circle.
Fine.
Olivia, maybe Cherry.
I don't think Olivia's
I don't know, with the
good
amount
at
of people we're saying
Yeah.
maybe on Maria, that really does not give me
Yeah,
confidence.
it's like it
I'll
really
tell you the people
doesn't,
that
like-
it definitely doesn't work for.
I mean, considering 2/3 of the
does not work.
subunits that they had debuted were more lighthearted and cutesy sounding, I
Yeah.
think says it
Yeah.
all.
And, like, there's a way that you can grow as a group and all become adults while not doing this concept.
Mhm.
I'm
That
very
shouting
sick and
chorus is one
tired
of the least intimidating things I've ever heard. It's got
The
like
wind could blow
there's,
this
like,
group over.
20%
I'm not
energy going
intimidated
into
by
that
Luna.
chorus. Like,
Sammy, you can't make me laugh. I'm gonna start coughing.
I'm sorry. I'm not intimidated
That
by
hurts.
Luna.
That
That's a
hurts to hear,
controversial
but it's
statement.
like it sucks though
Are
because
you?
of all the recent
I could-
stuff that come out
well,
recently.
she wasn't
What
she
else?
wasn't in this, so she
No,
has no
she
part
was.
to. bl-
She's
was,
here.
Was she? I thought she wasn't.
I think
in-
she was
No,
here.
she's
No,
here.
she
was
participated
there.
in the show.
She did all of Queendom.
It's like one of the
thought she
last things
wasn't
she
there.
did besides flip
no,
that.
she was here. She was here the whole time.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, the song as a song is just a generic, hey, I'm great, I'm a badass, look at me. Well, again, doing the thing I hate about badass concepts, which is the I'm too good to do anything, so the dance is gonna be shit because I'm too good to dance. The singing is gonna be mediocre, and I'm not gonna seem like I have any fun. So why are we here? Why did you choose to show up?
Mhm.
Why are we all wasting our time if you're too good for this? And that's the kind of badass concept I don't like.
No, and it was like this is now our least, like, the least best. It's like the bottom of their list of our ranking of all of Queendom Kingdom songs. You know how hard it was to make a song worse than Wolfgang? Like,
We hated Wolfgang.
I thought it would be
Wolfgang
impossible to make a
was
song
going-
worse than Wolfgang on Queendom.
Wolfgang
and apparently
was
we
number
were
one
wrong.
on the worst songs of last. Was number one on the worst songs of last year until
It
that
was gonna
Christmas
be
song
there
came
until
out.
Christmas Evil came
It was
out.
going to no, I think it was gonna be number 2 because I think we were gonna give it to a different thing, but we switched it at the
Mhm.
end. But like it was gonna be top 2.
That
last
was a placeholder until Christmas Evil existed.
Yeah.
exactly. So here and now, Luna made a worse song than that because it is.
I didn't think it was gonna be
Because I'll
possible
give
to
it
make
one
a song
thing.
worse
I
than
think Stray
Wolfgang.
Kids was trying. Stray Kids was trying with Wolfgang.
That's what it came
I'm not
down to, and
convinced
as at
Luna
least
was
they're
trying.
trying, and they're at least successfully doing the bad concept they decided to do. Luna is doing a concept and failing at doing that concept. So it was like, not only is it a bad concept, but you're not doing it well.
And also, they're not even like I'm not convinced any of the members of Luna are convinced that they're doing this well.
Yeah.
There's a level of I'm a poser, in their eyes of like this is not me, and I agree because it's not you at all.
No.
Never do this again, Luna.
I mean, well, I don't know
Well,
if they'll
then
get the
Luna
chance
might-
to, but
Let's
like,
see if Luna will
be
do
dead as a
anything
group
again. Period.
right
but-
now.
and that's what makes me sad. But that's a whole other thing for a whole other day. But it's
That'll
just
be
like
for
it's one of
next
those like
year.
I think like Luna's gonna end up unfortunately being that cautionary tale group, which kind of sucks. And I didn't want them to have that fate, and like cautionary tale for being handled, cautionary tale for pay your fucking employees, cautionary tale for make sure you give a good fucking song that matches what the group's capable of doing
Again,
on a
I'll
competition
give it
show.
this.
Like,
I didn't think that
sucks.
Flip That was that good. I think Flip That was mediocre at best.
It was, but it was at least, like, they were doing it better. They were doing it so much better.
All of them look like they should be doing a song
Yes.
called like Flip
Yes.
That. They
Like, that
look
concept did them
coherent.
so much better than Pose.
yeah.
Pose, absolutely not.
Mhm.
Pose did not work.
Alright, so, number 9 on our top 10 of worst songs of the year, we have Itzy's Boys Like You.
You must be going crazy, thinking I'll be back. I'm sorry, cause you're crying like a baby, but do I look like your mommy? Take a look into the mirror. If you wonder why you lost me, gotta sit down and shut up. You did it to yourself. Boy, gonna diss me, boy, I'm so pissed. Boy, gonna miss me, boy, you are dissing.
All right, so
A lot of
this is
choices
here's
made
the-
at
this
JYP
is-
this year. I'll leave it
this
at
is-
that.
So
Here's the thing.
So
Here's
many
the thing.
choices.
So many choices. I want to start with the fact that last year, JYP proved that he could do amazing English songs.
Yes.
It's like, oh shit, maybe English songs from JYP won't be totally shit.
The Feels was on our
And
top
yet-
10 best songs of last year. Like,
Yeah.
it feels incredible. Love that song.
And then this year, it's like, oh, Itzy's gonna come out with a song. I'm like, well, I mean, Sneakers was whatever.
Sneakers
but, like,
is just
maybe
an
it'll be
Itzy
decent.
song. Like, it's just
Sneakers is
Itzy
an
and
Itzy song.
Itzy.
Maybe they'll make just an Itzy song. And yet Itzy has made one of the worst songs they've ever made.
It's like
Because
bad.
Although they
early
did kind of make
Taylor
up for it
Swift.
so far with Cheshire, which
Cheshire
thank
is
God
good.
it's
Cheshire
better.
is fine.
Thank God.
But
Cheshire's
also,
good.
I think the other thing I want to say about Itzy is kind of, this isn't just us saying this, because we're saying this because we think this song is genuinely bad.
Yeah.
Itzy's fans are turning on them. And one, I think that's overall a little unfair.
Yeah.
I want to say good things first, which is I think that's a little unfair because I think both of the other songs this year are fine. They're Itzy doing Itzy.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Cheshire
This
is the
song
better
is a
version of
problem.
Itzy doing Itzy, but in my
Yes.
opinion, but
Yes, yes.
you know.
But yeah, Cheshire is better than Sneakers, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't say either of them are that far outside of the
No,
Itzy
like,
realm
those are
of
both
No.
very Itzy songs, both of them.
I think the main problem is Boys Like You, which sounds like a 50-year-old man's feeling of what a Disney Channel television show song should be in 2022.
Yes, that
If
is
Disney
really what it
Channel
is.
did
It's
a
like you can
sitcom
tell it
'Cause
was
it's
written
like
by
about a
someone
girl
who
group.
doesn't
it's
relate.
like
It's
bad
fine.
Disney
early
Channel-
Taylor Swift, this song.
If
It's
Yeah.
Disney Channel
really
did
weird.
Hannah Montana, but about
It's
a girl
giving a
group.
worse version
It
of
is
Teardrops
that.
on My Guitar.
Yes, it is. That's what
I can't
if,
laugh.
If
I can't
Disney
laugh.
did
I'm
a new
sorry.
Hannah Montana, but it's like, you know, the girl group, Girl Spirit or whatever, and it's the new Disney sitcom, this would be the single that they sing,
It was
that
like
they
the theme
that they
song
put out
to
there.
that show.
Of course, the big difference is that Disney, these Disney stars wouldn't be asking, if they were, their mommy.
No, I
Am I your
genuinely
mommy?
Speaking, I think no, because I think that would be in the show. That's what's also giving B Disney vibes. It's because it would be a stupid lyric that would be a reference to something that happened in the show that he would be like a fucking mama's boy through the whole episode.
Do I look
And,
like
like,
your
it would-
mommy?
That line alone
Exactly.
is
It's like
a big
Disney's
reason
attempt
why
at
that
girl
song
boss
is here.
feminism right
It's
there.
Disney's
Boom.
girl
That
boss
song
Oh my
feminism.
God.
That one line is
That is what this song is. This
so
song
bad.
is Disney sitcom girl boss feminism. But also, like, everyone makes fun of the and by everyone I mean we make fun of the do I look like
I mean
your
that no, I
mommy?
do think that isn't
line.
everybody makes fun of that.
That isn't
'Cause,
everybody- okay.
let's
Because it's
be
kind of
honest.
it comes
do it
out of
all
like
the
left
time.
field. And it's like, what the fuck?
like,
That's
what the
why.
fuck
I
is
want to
this?
point out what the chorus of the song is because it is the most childhood Disney insult. It's like, boy gonna diss me? I'm so pissed. Boy gonna miss me? Boy, you are dismissed. Like what eighth grader is writing this?
I also want to point out the
Written by
fact
an eighth
to bring the
grader.
Twice
It's
comparison
so
back.
bad.
Itzy speaks way better English than Twice does.
They do.
They do.
And somehow Twice got better English lyrics than Itzy
Honestly,
by a mile.
I don't
Honestly,
get that.
think
I really
the
don't
fact
get
that
that.
these girls have decent diction and I can understand every word they're saying.
It's like also
Like,
the lyrics
boy wanna date.
they do not flow well is the problem. It's
No.
Like the lyrics are both bad and they also don't like flow well in the song to begin with.
Boy wanna date me. Boy out of date. Yeah. What does that mean? Is he older? Is this what's going on?
It's just
You know,
It's
I
not-
mean,
it's not
compared
what
to
it wants
their
to be.
miss last year, Mafia in the Morning, at least it's more
The
of
thing
a
with
song.
Mafia in the Morning is honestly, I think Mafia in the Morning just failed because I think the
the
concept
concept
failed.
of that was just bad. But like
and it was not Itzy.
yeah.
The thing with this is that this is Itzy's concept.
But it's done in
But
like
done
the
worse.
worst way possible.
Honestly,
Oy,
I don't
again, this
understand
is the
what
first
thought-
of many choices that were made by JYP this year, I think, is what
It is.
you'll find out later on. First of many choices made by JYP, and this was
Yeah,
not a good
also-
choice.
I also have to point out just the diction because they do speak for fluent English, but the way that we're saying is like, do I look like your mommy? Boy, you are dismissed. That is how they say it in the song. It is like this it sounds like it sounds like they're making fun of me for listening to this. Like, what is this choice of diction?
I'm just
they've
so
given
dead
these
by
girls?
how Sammy is doing this right now. It's fucking
Am I
hilarious.
but does it not kind of sound
Maria's
like
It
trying
how
so
does,
hard to
but you
not
do it
laugh.
so well. It's so funny.
Boys, sit down and shut up. You did it to yourself. I'm not wrong. It sounds like they're making. It sounds like a parody. It sounds like a parody of
Oh.
these kind of songs. It sounds like it should be on like a comedy. It sounds like it should be in a satire of girl groups.
It
You
should.
know, it's also got that like Romeo and Juliet imagery or whatever.
Yeah,
in
why
the
does it look
music
like Baz
video. Yeah.
Luhrmann's Romeo and
I was
Juliet?
about to say, yeah. Why are we doing plus? People died. There were guns in that film. What's going on here? What's going
People
on?
died.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's just like so. Again, it also is giving Disney sitcom because that would be
Actually,
like
that is Romeo and
a-
Juliet
a
in a
reference
nutshell.
for
Is
the-
people
Yeah.
died.
no,
People
because it would be
died.
like. It's also giving plot of a Disney sitcom
It
because
is.
like that's the nod to the parents. They're like, "Oh, see, your kids are watching this, but they're not gonna make any reference to Romeo and Juliet, but they're just gonna be wearing the outfits and that's their couple's costume."
Yeah.
Because honestly, this is a Disney sitcom. This entire music video, this entire song is a Disney sitcom.
Yeah.
Which is the problem that that people have always had with Itzy is Itzy feels like people trying to talk to teens, but
Who
teens
are not
Yeah,
teens.
exactly.
Who are
It's
not
like
teens.
That-
These are
we've
like
said that multiple
50-year-olds
times
trying to
before
make
that that's
songs
the
for
problem with
teens.
it.
They're not
Yeah.
being marketed. That's the
But the
problem. Is like they're
problem with
not
that-
being marketed well enough to the correct target audience.
No, the
I feel
problem. I
like-
think the
The
problem is
people
that they're
deciding
making
their concept are not in
They're
touch
not in
with,
touch.
like,
Yeah.
No.
reality.
because what they're making is this is the kind of song that when we were kids, like when we were like teenagers or like middle schoolers, these were the kind of songs that were marketed to us, and that worked for us when we were middle
It's
schoolers.
like the person in charge
We
of
haven't
their
been middle
concept is
schoolers
probably
in,
like an elder
Yeah.
15
millennial.
years. And like a current Gen Z millennial, a current Gen Z
Zillennial,
tween is
millennial,
not gonna
whatever we
listen to
are.
this. Zillennial, I don't know what they're. The current Gen Z middle schoolers are not this.
Well, the person
That's not what they want.
in charge of their concept, I have a feeling, is probably like an elder millennial and is like just a little bit.
It's
not
either Gen X
understanding
or
the
like
current-
elder millennial.
Honestly,
yeah.
or
I think
something
they're
like
Gen
that.
X, to be honest, because they feel like they're in their 50s, to be honest.
And like Korea Gen
It
X is
also
definitely
feels
different
like
from like
it's serious
millennial
or something.
Korea
Yeah.
Gen X and whatnot.
And I honestly feel like what they're doing is that they're trying to do what's always worked, which is market that song, like that Disney song, to the tweens. It sounds
Yeah.
like a Disney song, and that worked when we were kids 15 years ago, or when we were in like middle school, elementary school 15 years ago. But it doesn't work for current Gen Z kids who want something else. Like, I'm not saying that they need like fucking like intense rap songs or whatever, but it's just not this very squeaky clean Disney type of music. They don't need what's a lyric I haven't
Oh, boy.
said yet.
Whip it out of the quote book.
So turn around, walk away. You made your bed, so you gonna lie. Get out of my way. Thank you. I'm like, which lyric have I not used? One red flag and I'm gone. Already on to the next. Like, I'm sorry, that doesn't work. That doesn't work in 2022.
They do not
Maybe in
understand the current. They do
2005,
not understand
sure.
the Gen Z at all.
No. That doesn't work for. I feel like that doesn't work for anyone. I feel like we've just heard this
Yeah.
before.
Mhm.
No one wants this because we've already had it. Taylor Swift even doesn't do this anymore.
No, Taylor Swift is not making the music she made when she was like 15 years old anymore. So
No, yeah, she hasn't done country since like the third album.
But like, this isn't even country. This
Yeah.
is just bad.
All right, on to
I think we've shit on
number
Itzy
8
enough.
of the worst list. We have, I think it's pronounced, is it high key? H1 key?
I think so.
I want to call them high one key.
Or heel key? H1 key with Athletic Girl.
움직여 trainer 멋지게 바꿔 style 내 안에 slogan burn out 멈추지 않지 go run I'm athletic girl no 필요 없지 escort 내 안에 hashtag glow up 멈추지 않지 go run I'm athletic girl no 필요 없지 escort I'm good for 산 울려
Oh God.
God.
So we're in that
What?
like new girl.
The
group
interesting thing,
territory.
the thing
We're
that I
in-
remember the
there's
most about
gotta
this
be
group is
one
that
Nugu
the
girl
Thai
group in all of
member
this.
is tied to Thai
The problematic
corruption.
Thai member.
And also, the funny thing
Look,
is that
well,
this group is also
that has
tied
not-
to a company that went under. Technically, well, they're under now a sub label of of the parent company that went under because the guy assaulted
Yes.
someone, and the ex revealed about
Yes.
that, and then it was a hip hop company too, which, yeah, that's why I associate with this group. So that's been great.
And none
They
of that
have-
has anything
They
to
have
do with
so
how
many
shit
other
this song
external
is.
problems other than
Oh,
their
They have
God.
all of the external problems, and yet at the same time, the only reason they're on this list is because this song is so
I am
shit.
athletic.
Why are we whispering
girl.
chorus?
What if? What? What?
I don't.
It's
What?
like not. It's not what they think it is. It's like the song's like
I
what they
don't
were
know if
going
they-
for. It's like it's
I
not
don't know
it.
if maybe there's a phrase in Korean that is directly translated into the words athletic girl that describe like a badass boss bitch, but right now they're just describing someone who's skinny.
Yes.
They're just like, I'm skinny and that makes me a boss bitch. And I'm like,
Yep.
okay.
It's like it's
getting.
giving like
That's
I'm
the-
skinny
that's
and I
what
work
I'm
out and
getting.
I'm not like other girls. Like that's the vibe of the
Which
song.
again-
and
Oh,
it's
boy.
like,
What
okay.
about, like, I feel like the I'm not like other girls thing has gotten so far to the point where I'm like, you work out and you're not like other girls?
like
That's
It's like,
your
hi, this is
defining
Korea. They
character
care so
trait?
much about their looks in general. A lot of people fucking work out in
But
Korea.
also it's not even
You're not that different.
But also it's not even that. It's like it just is giving like a girl that's so trying
It also has
look, it
it's
makes
like
the girl
very,
they're singing about look pathetic,
It's like
to be
very.
honest, because
It's also like
what are
very
you giving?
weirdly like there's a weird body shaming aspect to it as
Yeah.
well, which
There
is like
is.
not a thing that there's not been something directly like this in K-pop
A
in,
while.
like, a while now. Which
There
is
ha-
like weird that
but
it's
it's also
happening in
not a new thing in
2022 now,
K-pop.
so it's like okay.
Just the thing with it also, you can exactly tell because again, Nugu groups do this all the time of like, yes, the very music video about being hot and thin, about girls in like tank tops doing splits in the music video. I can tell what we're going for. Thank you, Nugu companies.
Yep.
You're not the first, not gonna be the last, but I
Ugh.
The
just
song also just sounds like
It
shit
does.
to begin with, so that's
That
not.
too.
It's just
that's
bad.
like number one.
Yeah.
That's like number one problem with the song. Also, why are we whispering choruses in 2022?
I hate it. We've also gone in on detail in the whispering.
Like,
has
girl,
to
this
stop,
ain't
and
this
it
ain't this is
stopped.
not the Yin Yang Twins, the Whisper
Not like
song, okay?
ASMR
This is not the
type.
Yin Yang Twins, the Whisper song. They did it much better, okay? And they were rappers. So like, knock that shit. Get out of there. If you ain't gonna pull some fuck
Your
shit,
K-pop song is
No.
not the place to put your ASMR.
No.
Like, stop it.
like,
I want to point out the chorus of the song, which is, I'm athletic girl, I don't need an escort. I suppress with an overwhelming force. I'm athletic girl, I don't need a passport. You're attracted to my strong charms. At no point in any of this do they say any other charm except that they are skinny.
if
What are we
charm in
doing?
Korea is used to reference also looks, then yikes, that's shallow. That is shallow.
But also, I do genuinely think that this is just again, it is what a lot of Nugu groups do, which is and it's both sides of Nugu groups of like using a sentence sex sells. So it's like, let us just make a song about being hot so we can dress them in scantily clad outfits. Again, they're all just wearing athleisure in this. So it's like,
Unfortunately, this
that's what they're
song
gonna
is
do.
like the epitome of like a lot of the like very shallow bad aspects of Korean culture just
Yeah.
generally.
Which is sad.
And it's like this song just like amplifies it to like a really extreme level. It's not even really an extreme level, like because a lot of Korean beauty standards are like this song weirdly. So
yeah.
it's just like
Well,
not great.
The only thing that gives a little hope is that it's so shit that no one even liked it.
No.
Because I don't think anybody liked this song because it was
And
bad.
I think the group was already getting so much bad press because of that Thai girl to begin with.
Which,
that
like,
was
based from what I
already-
heard, yikes. Political coup attempts, like,
we'll
ugh.
discuss that at a
That was a
different
big
I mean,
time.
granted,
That
she
is
can't
not-
control who her
she
dad
does
is,
not
but also
pertain
at the
here.
same time, oh boy.
That's
Okay, but also she was like 18 when this happened, so it's like I can't give her the excuse
Yeah.
of like she was a child because she was not. So
But was she actively participating in
discuss
that
this-
though, or?
We will discuss this at
Fair.
a different time.
Okay.
We will just like that. We are. That is a discussion for another. That is a too long.
I mean, but
discussion
what
for
what
now.
that tells me though is that they clearly took her in too because of Daddy's money
No one.
and connections.
Oh, easily.
It is-
That is
Oh,
100%
well,
that's not to say
a
that-
nepotism
But to be fair though, I
related
think
thing.
pretty much
Yeah.
all the Thai kids probably come from wealth here in the K-pop groups. The ones that we see.
I don't
To
think
be
every
honest,
single one of them.
Not
is-
all of them.
well,
Not all of
I
them.
think a lot of them do.
Definitely not all of them. Many of them
Soren
do,
definitely
but not all of them.
does, and I think Bam Bum does as well. But
So at number 7, we have. I have nothing funny to say. It's Xdinary Hero's haircut. It's shit. It's shit. I hate it. I hate them. I hate everything about this.
Get a haircut. Get a haircut. Get a haircut. Get a haircut. Get a
God, they're so
I just-
bad.
Nothing funny to say.
I just, oh God.
I tried to come up with something and I can't.
They're
I just hate
so
it.
awful.
I hate everything
They're just
about
fucking
this.
terrible. It's like they're literally everything I don't want in a band or a K-pop group. It's just like everything.
The
they're
Xylophone
doing is
Boys
bad
are
and I
just
hate it.
not it. They are not it.
This is nothing about this is it. Like
This
it's
is just not
Like
it.
everything we're
This
doing
is
with
not
this
how
group is
you'd
not
make
it.
a K-pop band. This is not how you do a quote-unquote emo rock concept. And the fact that this group somehow got fucking best new boy group at the Mamas, excuse me? Are you fucking
Disgusting.
kidding me right now?
Absolutely
Are you absolutely
Absolute-
fucking kidding me?
And JYP knew he couldn't pull strings for their other group this year, so he had to do something, I guess. So
Fair enough. He had to win something this year, having released 2 groups.
Well, not him. I don't know about
Yep.
him, but the company.
The company.
Well,
but
yeah,
you
when
can't
we
name
speak
your,
of him,
look,
we mean the
Maria,
company.
You can't name your company after your literal
JYPE.
name and stage
After
name,
yourself.
and not have
JYPE.
me blink, and not have me like sort of conflate you with the company. You did that to yourself when you made this company. It's like YG.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yes.
SM
SM is also named after,
a man,
so-
but like he doesn't go by SM. He goes by his actual name. It's not the Lee Suman company.
it's just true.
But back to this. We picked Haircut because it is their worst song. Trust me when I
Yeah.
tell you that Birthday. Wait,
I just
no,
like
Happy
sat
Death
there
Day
listening to the
and-
song going like, why? And you know what this reminds
Happy
me of?
Death
It
Day
reminds me
and
of those
Test
like
Me are both
terrible
garbage.
pop punk
God.
songs that you'd find by random obscure wannabe emo dudes in the early
Fair
2000s. Like this is like that
hey,
vibe.
I want to give those groups a little bit of credit because they would never make that chorus. That chorus is not a chorus.
True.
They would at least have instruments playing over those choruses. Don't insult
It's
the
like
early
the most
2000s emo pop
disgusting way
punk.
to say "get a haircut" I've ever heard in my life. It's just gross.
Also, what
It sounds
self-respecting
awful.
pop punk band is gonna tell you to cut your hair?
Get a haircut.
What?
Which
That
like,
is antithetical to that genre. What is wrong with
me
you?
and Sammy have been trying to figure out what this song means, and it's just like, so what is it an analogy for? Like, what is the actual, like, what is this
Well, I
song
do know
about?
that
my-
we're getting a haircut, at least in like media, has been shown as
In
like
a
a renew
metaphorical
of
sense.
birth or something like that.
My thought, but
we think it's
not.
about cutting out toxic people. But it's
That's
just
what we've
also
decided
the
on.
most disgusting
also-
way to say "get a haircut" I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, that's also getting a haircut is a metaphor usually for a breakup, not so much for toxic friends. There are a lot of metaphors you can use for toxic friends. Haircut just sort of also describing
And the vibe of the
hair-
song is just so weird that it's hard to pinpoint what it's about because the music, nothing's happening in the music video
Also,
that
I
makes any
wanna
sense, and
read
the
some-
vibe is just weird and emo, and like
Yeah.
that's generically
Yeah.
emo.
Like I would like to read some choice lyrics because these kids just they're going a little too hard on the emo, which just maybe I'm just getting old, but I'm like relax. It is giving very much this is about toxic friendships. Cut it out, slice them all, throw it away, let it all out, time to let go, time to let it blow. All that is rotten, cut it out, which again, why are you describing your hair as rotten? That's not how hair works.
Yeah, it's like the jump.
I mean,
from, like,
technically, your
cutting
hair
out
is
toxic
dead when
friends
it
to
leaves
get
your
a haircut.
scalp,
Your hair
but
is
like,
dead, but your
like-
hair is not rotten.
yeah.
It's not how that works. Also, We love the pure emo of, like how water is to oil with the world, I am unfit, I yearn for change.
Nope.
My God. So emo.
It is so
but
not
still
emo.
a never-changing outfit, I don't want this style, yeah, this messy hairstyle, yeah, the black curtain blinding my eyes, turned the
Oh my
world
God.
all to black. Ahem.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy. Is right.
Every time I look at this group, I'm also, and every time I watch their music video, I don't even know the members of this group, but I can so easily pick out the two that didn't want to be in
Yeah.
a band.
Because two of them have always said, hey, we want to be
Because
in an
two
idol
of them
group.
so clearly don't fit into this group, and every time I'm like, JYP, why did you do this to them? Like,
Also,
don't
I
understand.
want to point out that I continuously feel bad for the one guitarist that is
that
relegated
they
to
shove
the
in
back.
the back every single
You
time.
can't see him. If you do not know he is there, you ignore him. Why is he in the back? Because the drummer... Okay, all drummers are always in the back. You know to look for the drummer. You don't look to know for the background guitarist.
Yeah.
What the hell is... Like, why JYP, do you hate this kid? Why is he in the back? I know
Oh,
he doesn't
man.
sing, but they don't make the guitarist of any other band sit in the back. What's his name? Hoon from N Flying does not sing. Is he relegated to the back? No. What is wrong with this band?
It's, oh man, it sucks. I hate this group. They just make me so angry because they're literally like everything I don't want in a
Exactly.
band. It's just like we've complained multiple times about how the way JYP makes bands and how it's bad and they shouldn't do it. And they've done it twice now and it's been bad both
Yes.
times. So
hey,
clearly
at the
didn't learn
very
anything.
least, Day 6 started fine.
Yeah, they did.
yeah,
They started decent. And then it all
And then
fell
fell
apart
apart.
as time went on. But they did begin fine.
Thanks, Jay.
they
The-
did.
EJ.
The main problem with this group is that I think that they did it too fast.
Yeah.
This group was not ready to debut.
They were
I
They
not
are
ready
not.
to
what
do
they
it
are
all.
going for, but they don't fit. This kind of concept for a band needs to be done by people who want to do it. And it really seems like only maybe two of them seem
Only
like they
one or
want
two of them are really selling the
Yeah.
are
Like
really into the
committing,
concept.
because this
yeah.
is, especially with bands live off of authenticity. This band is just doing it for the aesthetic. And I truly
Like, even if
believe
it's an
this
idol
one.
band, I feel like that's not the way you should be doing it, you know?
No, again,
No,
all the
absolutely
other idol
not.
bands are different from each other because they're doing the music they want to do.
Yeah,
You're not
exactly.
going to confuse an N Flying song for a One We song.
Like,
for
you
an,
shouldn't be
FT
producing a
Island
band
song,
like that as much.
Even
like, no.
for a Day 6 song. For as bad as we didn't like Day 6, Day 6 was doing the music Day 6 wanted to do. And they fit the Day 6 concept. They were sad, but that was Day 6.
Right.
As opposed to whatever the hell this group is doing, where only like two of them seem like they're interested in what's going on.
Exactly.
I would also like to take the opportunity to give an apology to Tempest, who probably should have won best. Them or like TNX, but Tempest did more this year and also sold better than.
It also
Xdinary
was
Tempest
at
did.
the Mamas. Was there.
and I'm just.
performed.
It was like really just a slap in the face to them.
I'm
the
so
fact
sorry,
that they ended up
Tempest.
winning that award. Yeah.
It's so depressing. for
Yeah,
them.
Tempest easily should have won that award. This was
Easily.
some
Also-
bullshit.
Easily.
Some big bullshit.
Also, for very specifics, this song just sounds like shit. I don't think we talked specifically about Haircut, but the song truly sounds like shit. You can't say Haircut like
I
that.
hate the
That's
instrumentals
garbage.
for this
It's
song.
the-
I really
it's
do.
I hate
so
the
bad.
vocals because I think
God.
the instrumentals sound like shit. The vocals sound like shit. Why are we here?
They sound bad and the instrumental is also bad, and it's just everything about it is bad.
I just think why?
Just why?
I
why
stare and
were
I just
any
go-
decisions made.
Again, one part of the reason this year that I just am like, JYP, why? What are you doing? And I was never always a
there's
big
no
fan of
answer to
JYP
that.
anyways, but still, I'm like, JYP, why, dude? Why?
JYP, what are we
Why?
doing this
JYPE,
year? What are we doing?
what are we doing this year? But moving along, I guess. Yeah.
Yep. So number 6 on our list is Lapillus Hit Ya.
My engine never stop. I'm gonna make it sweat.
Oh, Lollapalooza indeed, because it sounds like some drunken idiot who would make a song like this to like be like, oh yeah, this is my first song. I talked to a guy at fucking Lollapalooza what to make. Look at this banger track, bro. What the fuck was this? What the actual fuck was this?
So Kayla and I listened to the song. I want to point something out. So in our best list, we have one of the shortest K-pop songs came out this year. The Unhyped song is about 2.5 minutes. 2 minutes 40 if we want to be generous. And that song is a complete song. That song has everything a song needs. Kayla and I listened to this, and we realized something. This song is
There is
3.5
no second
minutes
verse.
long and does not have a second verse.
There is no
Where
second
is it?
verse.
Where
in
the
this
hell's
song.
the
It is
fucking second
25 It is
verse?
25 seconds of instrumental, and it's just
It is
like,
a
what the fuck is
25-second
happening here?
interlude where they just say, hit ya, over and over and over again. And then we go back and do
The
another
lyricist is
chorus.
shit for this song. Holy fuck.
What was going on? Why?
Like,
Why do you
I
have a
don't think
second
I've
verse?
Ever seen a song that straight up just did not have a second verse?
It's not even that it has a short second verse. It has no second verse at all.
verse. It's not there. It's not in the song.
Because you cannot tell me that saying the word hit ya over and over and over again counts. It doesn't.
Over an instrumental, like absolutely not.
Also,
And it's very confusing. Also, so this group is under Momoland Company.
Yes.
This group is almost like exactly the same as Momoland, but the completely
opposite
opposite end of the spectrum for
It's
concept.
like Momoland, except noise music.
yes.
Yeah.
This is one of the worst examples of noise music because you listen to this instrumental.
Also,
And
the
it's so
much larger
busy.
emphasis on performance, which I think the performance, dancing, the one good thing about this group is that it's actually pretty solid from
Sure.
them. I don't think it's amazing, but it's like it's not terrible. But everything
It's
else
not-
in
it's
terms of the
not
music
bad,
stuff,
but it's
it's
nothing
like
It's nothing to write home
yeah, it's nothing to
about.
write home about.
The thing with this instrumental is that it's so busy. Because you listen to it and you hear a regular instrumental, but at the same time you hear random noises behind it.
Yeah, this is like where
Why?
the noise music
Why
is
is it
because
so
it's like
busy?
just full of random noises the entire song.
And then essentially the girls have to scream all their lyrics to be heard over it. It's just such an odd choice because especially considering the fact that the instrumental takes up so much of the song. Because the chorus is just them saying hit ya over and over again. And
Yep.
the interlude is 25 seconds of just the words hit ya.
Yep.
So the instrumental is like the only thing you hear for half
And at
the
that
song.
point,
Literally.
it's like, and what was left of the song even at that point? Like,
Also, I want
It
to point
is
out that this
not
was
a
a
lot.
debut.
Yeah,
it was a debut.
We talked a lot about good debuts.
it's
in our
not the
good
only
list.
debut on
This
this
is
list.
one of the worst.
It's not
This
the
is
only
one of the
one.
worst. But this is probably the worst debut because none of these girls stand out in any capacity. They all
True.
just blend together into one generic K-pop girl. Because all of them kind of are made to sort of sound the same. All of them are sort of just doing the same thing. No one has a standout portion. So I'm supposed to be interested
One of
in this
them is
group?
in One of them was on Girls Planet, and I know people were excited for her. But I don't know. I couldn't tell you which one that was. Like,
Exactly. And also, they continue this trend with their next song, too. So it's like, what?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
next
but
song,
their
though, I
next
will
song
say
is,
is
like,
a little bit more
It's
cohesive.
not
Slightly-
as bad. No.
slightly less
Yeah.
offensive.
Still.
It's still not good,
Yeah.
but it's nowhere near as bad as this one.
yeah. Their second song, somehow it was more cohesive and actually sounded more like a song. And then this one is,
Yes.
Yeah, but it's...
this is the not a song. What the fuck is this? Why is there
Yeah,
noise?
that's what we're
This
doing.
happened.
both for the noise and for the fact that it's missing the second verse. of
Literally,
this
where's the
song
second
for some
verse?
reason.
Also, I want to just ask the question, what does my hip is like a wagon mean? How is your hip like a wagon?
I can't.
That line is in
What does
English,
it
too.
mean?
That's
It's
not
like,
even
does
bad
it mean,
Korean
are you trying to
translation.
say you
What
have a
does that
fat
mean?
ass? Like, what?
What does it mean?
What is my
Like, is
hip
your-
no,
is your-
because that's...
Nobody knows what it
My
means, but
hip
it's
is like
provocative.
a wagon.
What
Nobody
does it
knows what it
mean?
means,
What
but
does
it's
it mean?
provocative. Gets the people going.
Because that is
The
one of...
people
Because there's
going.
like 2 lines in this chorus, and one of them is, my hip is like a wagon.
That doesn't make
What
any
does that
sense.
mean?
It really doesn't.
don't
'Cause it's like,
know.
okay, you can carry stuff
Again,
on your hip.
I have to open the...
Like, is this
the
supposed to be
lyrics of
some
a lot of
weird,
these
like,
songs.
allusion to like saying you have good birthing hips? Like, I don't know what the fuck
That's
this means.
like literally the first thing
don't-
I thought of,
yeah.
and I'm like, why would they say that in a song?
I don't know, but
Like,
I
do
think
you have a
it's just
fat
words.
ass? Like, I really don't know.
Again,
It didn't look like you guys
looking
did,
at-
but who knows?
Looking at the chorus of a lot of these songs, and like looking at the lyrics to most of these songs, I've come to the realization that a lot of them are just words.
Yes.
They're just words put in a line.
They're just like,
It's just
yes,
a
this
collection
sounds
of
good
words.
together. It's like, does it though? All right, on to number 5, unfortunately for me. Unfortunately. Although it seems to be like this is what their career's turning out to be now, which is great. We have Nature with Rica Rica. Hello, cultural appropriation.
Hello,
with
it's cultural
some
appropriation of the
weird
song.
music and instrumentals and dancing. It's been a hot minute since
Oh, boy.
Tiara's has reappeared into Rica Rica,
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
the fuck.
We got
Just a
an
different culture.
updated version of that in 2020, in the
Literally.
year of our Lord 2022.
Yep. That's exactly
What a
we
downfall
needed,
for
an
Nature,
updated.
though. Jesus, they came through with Girls, that was awesome, and then
They had one good song.
One good
and
song,
We had
then
one
they
good song, and then we
turned into
immediately
trash.
returned to shit. Yeah.
turned to shit.
Because,
Holy
like,
shit.
K-pop,
I want to know why. I want to know the thought process of
this is truly
when
because
people created this song.
So cultural appropriation in K-pop has always been an issue. It's always been a thing. We've always had to contend with that issue. However, when you look at this, I have yet to see such a blatant just taking of culture.
Yeah.
Because, like, you look at it and you're like, huh, what about this?
But I'm also looking at the foot dance, and I'm like, I swear I've seen viral videos of like, and I don't want to generalize, but like something from an African tribe that I don't know the name of doing a fancy footwork dance like that. And I'm like, did they literally just rip it off from that? Because
The
like
thing
that's
gets
what
me
that
about
reminds me
this
of.
Is that it is so much like literally the entire thing is cultural appropriation. It's not just like an outfit or just the song or just the choreography. It's all three at the same time.
Somehow,
Like,
and
everything
I'm
at the
just
same
like
time.
amazed at the depths that we go as a society. Honestly, I'm just like, what the hell?
And the thing that also gets me with this song is that the company went full in on trying to play this off as like, no, it's we're not trying to appropriate. It's like an appreciation of this culture, and I'm like, this is absolutely not the way. Number one, you as
I
a
think in
company
some
should have
cases,
handled the
yeah.
backlash against it, and also look at the song and what you made. Like nothing about it is like clearly meant to be like an appreciation of a culture because you are just like blatantly ripping it off and like not in a way that looks
I think
good.
there are sometimes situations in music, and just media and culture where sometimes it can get a little bit of murky waters, and it's very
Fair,
gray.
but,
But
like,
this
you
is
cannot
but this is
name
one of
your
those
song
situations where it
Rica
does not.
Rica
It's not
and make
gray
it-
at all. Like this is like
Look,
this
No,
is uncomfortable. This is very
this
much
was not
like.
it.
Ugh.
you cannot make a song called Rica Rica, blatantly say that what it means is Africa, because that is what Rica Rica is short for in this
Yep.
context, and then also just take from Indian culture and then just mish it all together and be like, okay, we got it. We got a concept.
Because
Let's
number
do
one,
it.
you're stealing from multiple different cultures at that point, so it's
And
like you
mixing
don't even
them
know
together
what you're
into
doing
a
with
vague
it anymore.
mishmash of just foreign exotic culture. Yay. What about this is... And also, I'm just gonna be honest, the song also sounds like shit.
It does.
Yeah,
That's
so
why
all
it's
that
such a
aside, the
downhill.
song
The
is
song
just
is
bad.
shit too. It's like
The song,
Number
like,
one,
take
What are we
all
doing
the
here?
number one
cultural
for all of
appropriation
this.
out of this.
Yeah, song is
Which,
bad.
again, we cannot overlook cultural
You can't
appropriation.
because
not
it's
saying
the
that
song.
I do.
It's in the song,
But-
so we can't.
But, like, just looking at the song, taking the music video out of it as an audio-only experience also sounds like shit.
That's the thing for every single song on this list is like, first of all, this song is here because it sounds like shit. And all of them have also other problems with it. But first and foremost,
First and
it
foremost,
sounds
the song
bad.
sounds bad.
Sounds like shit, yeah.
As time goes on, all these cultural appropriation tales happen. one gets less and less like, I become less and less willing to fucking overlook it for anything. Because I'm just like, why?
It's like, why?
And it's like,
At
yeah,
this
like
point.
Maria said, it is a little bit of murky water sometimes, especially when it's just sampling like a certain types of like sounds.
Or
in the
even like
background where
say
it's like,
a clothing accessory
Yeah.
style or
There's
whatever.
things. But like something like this, like
Like, this is so
if we
obvious.
compared it
It's
to
like,
this is like it's a full
Which-
experience with
yeah.
this one.
which
But,
knock
like, you
on
compare it
wood,
to
the big four at least haven't
would
done
never, hopefully.
recently, which is
They
good.
hope- yeah.
Knock on wood.
Again, we
This
compared it.
definitely does feel like a very rookie girl, like a rookie
New girl
company
group thing.
like thing to do.
Also,
yeah.
I feel like
We
this
compared it
also
to
may be
Tiara's
reflecting
Ya
of
earlier,
I hate-
and honestly, I think that with Tiara's Ya, there is the air of plausible deniability of you don't know. The discussions of race were
and
different
weirdly,
at the time.
yeah, and weirdly, the time was
And
different
yet,
back then,
here
too.
we are in the
but-
year of our Lord 2022, and we're getting something that I think is, I don't know, I haven't listened to Ya in a
Worse?
while, but like equivalent.
Again,
It is
I still,
blatant
you know, I
stealing
know
of
we may
culture. It
feel
is
like
blatant
it
taking.
shouldn't be the case, but I think honestly, this just further confirms that I don't think there is much discussion about race on Korea in Korean forms, because a lot of Korea
But here's the
uses
thing,
servers
when
that
you
only are in Korean. They don't use Google. They
But
don't use
here
stuff
is the
like
thing,
that, and
when
they do
you
that.
know you are doing something for partially international market, you
Yeah.
have to take this into account. It does not give
That's
you an
more so
excuse to
on
be
That's
the
ignorant like
management of
this.
nature,
Yeah.
That is
and they
more on
dropped
the
the ball on
management
that.
issue.
Yeah.
What
That's
I'm
the
I
saying,
think the
facts.
problem is
The
with
problem is
that's
there.
what
Oh,
my
I
problem
agree.
is
I
with
agree
modern
with you
K-pop,
100%,
is
but it's also
yeah.
not surprising. I hate to say it. For
I'm
me,
way
it's not
less willing
surprising.
to overlook it now because K-pop has become such an internationally
exactly.
marketed
We are
like,
not
product
in
now.
What year did Ya come out? It was 2011.
Ugh,
Look,
ew,
If we're being honest,
gross.
in terms of why we keep like piggybacking on this song, it's mainly just because this is the most blatant one, and like no one can argue about. We will argue with you about a lot of these cultural appropriation scandals. No one can argue with you about Tiara's Ya. No
Oh,
one
absolutely
can.
not.
And I don't think anyone can argue about this
I mean, if
one
anything, this
either.
just further shows that there's just a lot of ignorance amongst these
But what I'm
management
saying is that
people
even
in
at
terms
that
of like
time,
other cultures and
s-
whatnot. Still,
We've been having
which
this
I'm not
kind
surprised
of
by.
backlash on culture since 2011 at the earliest.
Yeah.
We've learned not to say the N-word in songs because that used to happen. We have learned so many things. I think that you cannot tell me that the industry can't change and evolve and
oh
learn
no,
new
it can
things,
change
and
and
I think
evolve,
this
but
is
I
one
still
of
think
them.
that there's
It
clearly
has
still
to.
people around
It
that don't
has
care.
to.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
And
there's
are still
people
pretty
here that
ignorant.
Don't care. There's people
mean,
here that
true.
don't care, and
That's
here in
also
America
true.
they should know better.
True.
But like, I
This
think
is
that
true.
generally speaking, people are gonna try to get away with whatever they're gonna get away with. And I
But
think that
Korea,
this
though,
song-
I'm not
even-
surprised with because of the fact that a lot of it's like they use their own servers. They use like search engines, and I don't know how much of the discussion
do.
this is happening in
They
Korean.
do.
Out
But you
like
need-
in America, like in English, it's happening. In Korean, I don't know if these
Like
discussions are happening.
general
you know?
public, yes, I
Yeah.
agree. But for these
But
people
this
who are
is
running
not-
K-pop
yeah,
companies,
if you're
it's
running
like
a
they
K-pop
should.
company-
know.
They should know at this
Yeah. Should
point.
do a little
You
more
know,
research.
they should know.
We're past the point of plausible deniability
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah.
This industry's 30 years old.
Yep.
Yeah.
Get with the times. If you want international fans, you are going to need to treat international fans with some decency of respect.
Exactly.
And even if you don't want international fans, you shouldn't just do this to random cultures that are not your own. Anyway,
Yeah,
just
you
because
should.
of
It's just
decency and
kind of,
respect
regardless or
anyway.
not of the
Regardless
international
of whether or not
like,
you want the
marketing
international
aspect,
fans.
it is also just bad to do
Yeah.
it. Speaking of plausible deniability,
Oh boy.
it's going to be very relevant.
Oh
for
boy.
this again.
Let's crack open this
So.
can of worms.
So, number 4, we have EPEX's Anthem of Teen Spirit.
Click, brr, like, boom. I see them burning now. Crystal light is coming. Click, brr, like, boom. Right, yeah. 무슨 전쟁터. Back up, 좋다, Running down, camera going up, so right into it.
And yes, Kazuha
Alright.
does rap better than them. Period.
She does.
That's a reference
She does indeed
to
rap better than
our
them.
best of the year list last week. Go see that
And
if you want
Maria's
Maria's
nice,
wonderful song.
great song.
Sun terribly. But anyways, oh boy.
Where's-
Oh
where's
boy.
the-
So we're gonna.
This is a
unpack, like,
Korean.
lot of
This is
things
I feel like
later.
this is like the
We
best
got
way
a
to
lot of
describe
things
this
unpacked.
is like it's a weird Korean fever dream of American school shooters because that's what the vibe is
This
for
is
me.
giving.
This is
sorry.
a school shooter
Yeah.
manifesto.
This
This
is a
song.
school
Like,
shooter
dude, I
manifesto.
cannot look at these lyrics and see that it is anything else except for that.
Somehow
Like,
somehow
it is
Korea made a song
terrible.
about a school shooter by a K-pop group. I would
Like, you can't tell me this line before you become a prey, gets pulled the trigger, click, clack, burr, like, is not about a
you
school
also
shooter.
cannot
like,
tell me that the fact that in the first verse, people are like, "Oh, it's not about schools." They literally say academy, academy next, another academy, academy round outside the window that fades away. Myself in the crystal. We'll talk about the crystal night in a second.
There,
Oh,
because
boy.
that's not the school shooter vibes are not the
school
only
shooter
thing
vibes
that
are
is
there.
wrong with
Like,
this song.
you
Number
can't-
one, okay, number one, song sounds like
Yes.
shit.
Song
Song
sounds
is
like
a bad
shit. We
song.
have
Song sounds
established
like
that
shit.
every
EPEX
song
continues
we
to
hear
not
before.
rap well and continues to have weird bombastic music that just doesn't make
And
sense.
yet they have mostly rappers, I feel
and
like.
mostly
They are
rappers.
a rapper-heavy group.
So we've established that this is, I'm gonna say unintentionally because I don't want to accuse anyone of anything that heinous,
True.
but unintentionally about a school shooting because look at it. I don't know what this song is supposed to
Because,
be
I mean,
about.
school shootings are it's such an American-specific
Yeah.
problem that
It is.
that's definitely not what was intended when this song was written, but as an American, I cannot interpret the song in literally any other way.
It's
Fair.
hard not to
But-
at this point.
And also watch the music
Because
video.
I
They're
actually
surrounded
don't
by
know
guns.
what it's supposed to be about. Like, the gun imagery is so
So many
heavy, and
guns in
also
this
the
music
school
video, and it's
imagery
like-
is so heavy. It's like, what is this song supposed to be about?
don't know.
Like,
Also, now do we have to talk about the
the Holocaust, of it all.
Holocaust of it all?
yeah, there's
Yeah.
Holocaust vibes.
Because that's
So-
also a problem we got is that the
Great.
use of, like, the image, the wording "Crystal Night."
So
in the
I'll
song
read
all
to you
over
the whole
the
in the
place.
chorus said at least 4 times in the song is the phrase, "I see them running now, crystal night is coming, click clack burr like boom." So for people that do not know, Crystal Night is this thing that happened in Germany in the 1930s. It was the
When
30s.
World War, yeah.
In which the Nazis came and rounded up and killed it's a precursor to the events of the Holocaust.
Yes.
And it is very how do I talk about Crystal
The
Night?
Holocaust.
How does one talk about the Holocaust on our lighthearted
On
K-pop
our
podcast?
K-pop podcast. You
I
never thought
mean,
we'd have to do
something like
that.
that's messed up. Pretty much
It is.
deplorable, evil.
I would also like to
just-
say that those are changed lyrics to
Yes.
the song because originally that lyric was "I see them burning raw, crystal night is coming," which now got changed to "I see them running now." Not a better lyric. Number
Not a better
one.
lyric. I think
Crystal
still fits
light
the vibe.
is coming.
Ugh.
Vibe is still the
The
same.
vibe is still the same.
Also, you cannot retroactively change the lyrics to the song and just not change the recording of the song. Like, you can't do that. Like, they say what they say in the song. You can't just
Yep.
retroactively
And, like,
decide
their
it's a
English
different
is
word
not
now.
that good, so like the
Like,
diction,
what?
like the diction isn't great, so like you can kind of bury it a little bit in terms of their diction is poor, but we know what the original lyrics were.
Yeah.
We heard them.
Because they're
We
they're
heard
still in
them.
the
Still
song.
there.
The original lyrics are in the song. Like,
Oy.
the changed,
Yeah.
it's there.
Like
And it's like this company's whole excuse was they doubled down on the fact that it's about George Orwell's 1984 and it is not
what
meant
does George
to be
Orwell's
about the
1984
Holocaust.
have to do with the time that the Nazis destroyed a bunch of synagogues and Jewish businesses?
Yeah.
And also, I read
also killed a
1984,
bunch
and
of
1984 is
Jewish
not the vibe of this song even a little
No.
bit. Like, I've read that book. Like,
Yeah,
that's
this is
what
not.
it's
If you
about.
want to invoke 1984, TV screens, cameras,
Big Brother.
Big
Not
Brother,
guns. Definitely
not
not
guns.
There's
Not only
guns
just
involved.
the most gun imagery imaginable.
Literally.
There's so many guns in this music video. The other thing with it is like, even if you want to invoke 1989 in just the audio of the song, why is it so outwardly aggressive for one?
So aggressive.
And 2, why are you still bringing up Crystal Night?
I just don't.
What? You still haven't explained to me why.
I
folks
have a
bring
sinking
the
feeling
Holocaust
these
into
boys
this.
have no idea what the fuck a
I
Crystal
don't
Night
think,
was.
Again,
is the sad part too about this.
The teaching. Look, if you do not know Crystal Night as a history
I
concept,
also okay. So
to be fair, I don't
have-
think I learned about
yeah.
Crystal Night in school though. Because they talk about
I did, but it was like if someone hadn't like reminded me of it, that is a phrase that could I think partially because of like the context it's in and the fact that it means nothing around anything else. It like this invokes the imagery of Crystal Night as opposed to like those are just two words that some people could easily innocently put together, and in a different kind of song they could actually mean something different. Yeah. Should they still be used? And is someone going to point out, hey, maybe change this because it's Holocaust imagery? Probably. But in this song, it is said with no context, so it has to be a reference to something that is already
Would you like to hear the explanation that C9 Entertainment
I am curious to hear this BS.
I don't believe it even a little bit. So it says in the lyrics, the night in the crystal expresses the realistic life of teenagers used as a metaphor for the images of children burning in competition in the windows of numerous academies that are lit up brightly like crystal every night. And another expression is from the glass paperweight appearing in 1984. And I'm like,
that doesn't make any sense.
Taking crystal from a glass paperweight is like also a very large jump to make. I get the Academy thing, but like I don't understand the jump of a
the
glass
Academy thing kind of makes sense because if you know anything about studying and like,
but you would never
trying to get into college, they wouldn't call it crystal.
No, you would never call it crystal night.
The jump from that explanation to calling it crystal night, and also the jump from glass paperweight is like that's not even close to crystal. No. It's like
I can see them again burning in competition. Jesus Christ.
Burning in competition, sure. I'll take that.
You can't use the word burning when it comes to things like the Holocaust. That is also just terrible phrasing.
Yeah.
Can't do that at all.
Shit phrasing.
Absolutely
it's not good.
Because like I understand that the Korean study of World War II, much like how the U.S. should be educated on things like the Rising Sun flag and like various other atrocities done to
I would expect that it's very Japan focused instead of Germany focused.
Possibly, maybe it is probably more Japan, but much like how the U.S. and any artist that decides to use like Rising Sun imagery and things like that should be educated about that. I think it is okay to educate these boys about the fact that, hey, maybe don't make Holocaust references.
Yeah.
Yes.
No?
I mean, Germany is, in general, very strong about trying to, like, condemn and, like, not approve of stuff like that from them. So.
But I'm just saying, like, generally speaking, I think that everyone just needs to be educated on not to use, you know, hate crimes and war symbolism as for, you know,
aesthetics,
entertainment purposes about a song that immediately also makes me think of school shootings.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can't have the double whammy of school shootings and the Holocaust.
And the Holocaust, both. Like, somehow this song is doing both of those at the same time. Like, I don't understand how we did that, but we did.
I remember someone, when this song first came out, Kayla and I saw the take of this song gives school shooter vibes, and I think she had not read the lyrics to this.
No, and then I went and I watched the music video without the lyrics, and I just watched the music video and like, oh yeah, I definitely get that vibe. You
get the vibe, and then you read the lyrics,
and then I read the lyrics, and I'm like, oh, this is even worse than I thought.
It is just a school shooter.
And to think the last time we talked about him was because they rapped so unenthusiastically.
That's like the least of their problems now. Like, it's so bad in like every possible way. Just like Nature Rica. The song sounds like shit, and also there's a lot of problematic things happening outside of that. So,
well, here's the thing. I'll give it this. Our last three are mainly just because they sound so much
exceptionally like shit.
Yeah. Honestly, the thing with it is that like I feel like more problematic things happened in the bottom couple.
Honestly, yes. It's like the bottom third of the list, 2/3 is all the problematic shit, and then the top 3 are like not as problematic, but like just really shitty.
They just sound like
sound awful. Yeah.
So, number 3.
All right, number 3, we have NCT 127's Two Baddies.
Two baddies, one Porsche. Two baddies, one Porsche. 몰라 난 너가 뭘 아는지 있는 그대로의 모습을 봐도 매너. Two baddies, one Porsche. Two baddies, one Porsche. 너가 날 본다면 알잖아. 우린 다채로운 색깔과 rainbow shade.
God, we've fallen so hard.
This is just the most embarrassing song I've ever seen.
What the fuck? Who's a
What does that
baddie?
mean?
Are these
Who's a
people?
What
baddie?
does it mean?
Are these
You're
ladies?
not a.
Are the,
I mean,
do the
I
baddies
mean, are you
own
trying
the
to be the
Porsche?
baddie?
What's
It's
going
like
on?
they don't. The thing that is what they know is like they are so embarrassing in
They
this
are.
song. Like I watched that music video and I'm like, they just look so embarrassing, and I've
They
never
are.
felt that way about NCT 127 as strongly as I did in
God.
watching this music video.
So we talked about how certain lyrics are just words put into a sentence.
Two
Every
baddies. This whole
lyric of
song,
Two Baddies is just words.
just some words.
like one
lot
of
of
a
words.
kind influence is me. Look in my eyes, yeah. Inside the giraffe painting I drew, move, yeah. What?
What?
Any of those?
What does that
Those
mean?
are
I
lyrics
can't.
in
I
order.
really
What does any-
can't.
what does
Because this is
any
not.
of it
It's
mean?
like at this point though, I'm expecting better lyricism, especially from some bigger companies. It's like, what the fuck is this?
You should. I think you should expect nothing.
I
from
shouldn't expect
NCT.
nothing but like, seriously.
Because the other thing is like NCT has been on a downward trajectory for a couple years now. But
For a while
one,
now.
this is possibly, I keep thinking of Sticker and I'm like, what's a worse instrumental? Who's to say? But like the instrumental's garbage. One of their worst. They sound terrible. We have another shouting chorus of them just going two baddies, one Porsche. A phrase that means nothing.
They are also styled the worst I have ever seen them. And 127 has like pretty awful styling to begin with. They have always been styled poorly, but
They
they
have.
look like clowns in this music
Literal clownery.
video. Like a literal clown styling for
do.
them.
Just cue the Curb Your Enthusiasm music theme song in this song.
The
It's
other
like,
thing
God.
is just that, like, they're styled like this. They're trying to be cool, but there's only so much you can do with
This is like
fucking
the
song.
least cool they have ever
I
looked
know.
in this
And also
song. It's like-
sounded. Jeez.
They sound bad.
But
Like,
like the way Two Baddies is said
And
is like so bad.
the other thing
It
is that
just
as
sounds
time
so
goes
bad.
on, the one thing I always give NC is that they have good vocalists that try their best. But as time has gone on, every song, they push the vocalists back to, like, Taeyil, I feel like gets one line in the whole thing. And I'm like, usually
He's
he's
barely
the one that
here.
comes in to try to, like,
him
you know,
and Do Young
save
both are like
something.
they're barely there.
And it's just, I feel like they're rapping more and more and more and just not using their vocalists at all, which
And
just
the
makes it
people
sound
who are
worse.
and like Jaehyun is rapping now, and I'm like, why do we have Jaehyun rapping
Why is he rapping?
now? It's like we have enough rappers.
Because I feel like they're not even using, they're using
Shit choices by
Jaehyun and
SM.
Jungwoo so much more, and they're not even using fucking Do Young or Taeyil at all.
No.
I'm like, why are you not putting all of your eggs in the only two vocalists you have's basket now?
I feel like they want to get to the point where they can just have a no vocal song, and
I
it's
hate
just
it.
like weird rapping, shouting, and
wanna-
this is pretty close to that. But
I want to point out another fun lyric of zip, zip, zip it. Wait, zip, zip it, and close. Na 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 na. Zip it, and close. Na 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 na.
They're
Lyrical
snapped for
masterpiece.
poetry. Snapped for
Lyrical
spoken word.
fucking masterpiece.
isn't there
My
another
God.
lyric in here that is just like vroom vroom noise or something like that? Like, isn't that
You
in that
guys
song
talked about it last
somewhere?
year.
Yes.
Skirt.
Room,
Yeah, we made-
it
we-
is,
we
zip it,
downgraded.
show me, zip it up, how you got, zip, show me, adjust the frequency, vroom, vroom, noise, get out of the way. Why don't we just drive away?
Vroom vroom noise
Thank
feels like a downgrade from like vroom vroom skirt in a weird way.
Vroom, vroom, noise just seems like the
It
lazy
just seems
vroom,
like
vroom
what
skirt.
that's so fucking lazy.
Mhm.
It's like just vroom, vroom, noise or whatever. That feels like a dismissive way to talk about these types of
does.
songs. Like vroom, vroom, noise or whatever the fuck. I don't know.
Yeah, that's just what this song is. It's vroom vroom and some noise.
It's vroom vroom noise. Honestly, this is how we
They
should
wrote the
describe
perfect
this kind
description
of
of their
noise music.
song,
It's vroom
yeah.
vroom noise music.
Yes.
I just shake my head because it's like, what else can you say besides it being like not
Yeah.
well made constructed music? And it's like, SM, you have such good opportunity to get
SM
really
has
good
made-
producers and like lyricists in, and this is what you decide to do and continue to make shit of. It's like, really?
SM has
Ugh.
made some of the best K-pop songs of all
Mhm.
time, and like
And have only made some of the worst songs of all time within the past couple of
exactly,
years.
like they have. Like I think about
that's
like
such on a
Prime
downward
SM,
spiral.
and I think of like every SM group, and I'm like,
Exactly.
some of the best fucking songs I've ever
It's
seen.
like we know
And
SM
yet
can do
you
this.
turn
And
it
then what do
around
we
and
have
do
to
this
show for
shit.
in the last 2 years? We got 2 baddies. We have like Sticker. We have Espa Savage. Like
Jeez.
What else do we do? I don't know.
it's just so.
It's-
It's like this is definitely the style of music that they are just going to continue to create for every single group in their company, and I hate it
I
so
know.
much.
It's just such a terrible time.
Yeah.
Number 2?
All right, number 2. I guess anything associated with Jade and John previously, just going down the shitter. Number 2, we have OnlyOneOf skinz with a Z. Z.
똑같은 것들이 우리 play. What you know about it? What you know about face? 보여줘 가면서 on the skin. 잘못된 것들이 우리 play. Don't you know about it? Don't you know about face? 보여줘 가면서 on the skin.
So we continue only one of's like winding into just garbage.
Just the most like also not this. So number 1 song sounds like absolute
this
shit.
song sounds, and I've said
The
it before.
sound. This is
sounds
like
a corrupted
borderline.
file.
This is borderline like not music. This
It
song.
sounds like someone had the mix for the instrumental, and it got corrupted, and they were like, "We don't have time to remake it. We are just going to use it because it sounds half-finished."
I'm
It
just-
sounds so
it sounds
bad.
like
Ugh,
shit.
man.
It's like so, it's really a borderline. Like this is not music
Also,
anymore.
just the,
like, it is just so bad.
What's the term that they do in their music videos?
The queer
the
baiting?
queer baiting.
Homoeroticism.
The homoeroticism.
Yes, because there's a lot of that.
happens.
I mean, like, listen, Koreans, the men definitely, the straight men are definitely into, being more touchy-feely and friendly with each other. That is a normal thing. But,
Again,
like, there's
I-
a difference between that and then, like, this homoerotic vibe that we're getting from the music videos of this
And
group.
that is what they're turning into as a concept for this entire group because they've all been releasing like mediocre solo songs this year and have continued that, but only worse. And
Mhm.
it just feels incredibly exploitative of like every member in this group. Like
Yeah.
it just is. It's like it's so uncomfortable to watch, and
Yeah.
it's not because it's gay, but it just feels like they don't want to
Exploitative.
do it. It feels like incredibly
Again,
exploitative.
it gives me
of
the
them.
same feelings I had when Stellar was still a group,
Mm.
where it was, I feel like this is going a bit far for my liking,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I cannot tell, like, because there are groups that do these kind of sexy concepts, and everyone is on board. I think of a group like Sistar. Sistar always did the sexy concepts, but everybody was on board.
And
You always
like
had
2
groups
p.m.
like
2 p.m.
2 p.m.
So sexy.
Sexy as fuck. Everyone on board. You have groups like Stellar where you're like, I get a vibe off of this, and I don't like
Yeah.
the vibe I'm getting off of this. And turns out years later, we were right, because all the members came out and were like, we hated, like, we didn't want to do this.
Yeah.
We were forced to
Yeah.
do this. I get that vibe off of this. Now, if I'm right or wrong, who's to say, but it's the vibe I get.
But I think it's specifically because like them as a group have not openly stated that they're like pro LGBTQ or anything of that
Yeah.
nature, and it's only we're
Yeah.
getting like the homoeroticism at like uncomfortable levels in their
Plus, they
music
also
video.
had
that tells me it's all a
Didn't they have those
stunts and,
two
like,
songs
nothing
too this year that
matters.
like were like play off of each other? That was like almost like a weird
Yeah.
love story,
Yeah,
or like
yeah,
one night
their
stand or whatever.
their members have been releasing solo songs all year, and all of them are this vibe or worse. Yeah, and it's almost like it almost feels like it's a lot worse in the
Yeah.
solo songs, to be
It
honest, than it is in
because
this music video.
far less people pay attention to the solo songs,
Yeah.
so they just sort of like amp it up to see if something will stick, and it just feels like such a blatant play for views, because it is what all of these Nugu companies do, and it's just feels
I think that's the other thing, is that because
it
it is such a Nugu company as well, that this is like 100%. This is just like a publicity thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they are just desperately trying to get any type of media attention, whether or not it's good or bad. So
Yeah. Because there's a way to do this where it would feel real, because one, it would involve statements and actually making something public, and like
yes.
not even outing, but just like talking about the fact that
Just
this is their concept.
literally acknowledging
Acknowledge
it,
it.
to be acknowledging it in any way. Like
Yeah. As opposed to what they are doing, which feels like essentially the male equivalent of those like Nugu girl groups that have to just do like the sexiest of sexy concepts imaginable, which it just
Mhm.
feels like it's a little too calculated.
Yeah.
And also the song sounds like absolute
Yeah,
garbage.
number one, yeah, really the big thing is the song is just
The
what's going
mixing
on
just
with the
confuses
song.
me. It's like it
The
almost it's one of
mixing
those songs that I'm
is
like,
so
The
bad.
I think I
mixing
could
is
almost like
what
this. I think I could
happened.
almost like listen, and it just goes downhill, and I'm just like, what the fuck, bro? What the fuck? What is
It
this?
just sounds unfinished.
Ugh.
Like something about it is just it sounds so weird.
Yeah.
And it's like the weird corrupted noises in the instrumental are so loud and are so distracting from both number one, the music video, and also anything else happening in the song with like
Yes.
actual singing.
Yes.
That like the noises are so distracting.
It's like I don't get it. Jeez, Jane and John. I'm just waiting for now Triple S to go kapoots.
Alrighty. So
Worst song of the year.
what is worse than that? Well, there's one song.
One
Only
song.
one, and it encompasses. Unfortunately, well, we'll get to it, but like it's a song that encompasses everything
encompasses
that I have an
everything-
issue with currently in
everything.
K-pop somehow.
Yes.
Somehow.
All right.
All right.
Give
so
us a
number
countdown.
Oh
one.
god, this is gonna be great.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
And
And
mix.
mix
and
it.
Oh, dot.
oh.
Oh, period. Fuck the song. Whatever.
I hate it.
Ugh.
So this was, when you think of JYP girl group debuts, you have your Legua. You even have your Dala Dala. You have your
What's the
good girl,
Yeah.
bad girl. And then you have
I'll put it this way: this song failed to basically not be a huge hit and charted terribly, which says a lot. This song, Daily Mail, the Daily Mail wrote an article about how much people fucking hated this song. Holy
one
shit!
of the most universally hated songs ever released.
This song is the only song that brought the K-pop community together because everybody was like,
What the
minimally,
fuck is this?
minimum is this was a disappointment.
Yeah.
Most people were like, this
I think we
is
should emphasize though our
And the
comments are not
people-
really
the people
against
who
the members
wanted to
themselves
like
though,
them.
because like.
No.
And that's but
No.
this song is number one for that reason, because I feel like these members are actually probably some of the most talented girls that JYP has ever had, and this is the shit you give them. This is the fucking shit you give them. Are you kidding me?
I just feel so bad for Lily every time I
Poor
look at
Lily.
Netflix. I'm like,
Same.
I'm so sorry.
Same.
So sad for
Lily
Lily.
Lily
deserves
deserves so
better.
much better. That girl went on K-pop Star, whatever it was, for this bullshit. Are you kidding me?
one of them. I want to point out that this song is one of the worst, possibly the worst example of K-pop putting a bunch of songs together.
This, I
because
think
it
this
doesn't
is the worst
transition.
example.
God,
that
it does not
exists.
flow
there's
well.
No other
Because
song
it-
that just like abruptly switches to a song that is not even remotely close to the same genre of song that
and
the
then
first song
switches
is.
to a third song that kind of fits with the first song, but is still a different song.
Yeah, it is just why. And this is
It
their whole concept as a group. JYP has said, "Oh, their concept is mixed pop, so they're gonna put multiple
God.
different songs in one song." And I'm like, "Why are we doing
And
that?"
yet he said that when they first debuted, and then he didn't do it for Dice because he realized
well, he
everyone
did.
hated
He did
it.
it for Dice, but
Not
it's
the
less
B-side for
offensive than
Dice.
It's
The
less
B-side for Dice
offensive,
did not have
yeah.
that. Whatever that for that single.
Yeah, but the
It's
the
only,
B-side
it's only
for
their
this
title.
is shit
It's only their
because
title
Tank
tracks
is also
that do that.
shit.
Tank is shit, but Tank is at least a cohesive song. Yeah.
What was the
Tank
other
is at
song
least
Tank
on
is
their
like
B?
the same amount of shit all
What
the
was
way
the other
through.
song on
their
the
what?
Dice single album?
On the Dice.
Because that one was actually decent.
That one is not bad.
That
song
one was
is like
decent.
a-
So
it
like
is
NMIXX
a
does have the
song,
potential
yeah.
to make decent songs.
They do.
They just choose to
Honestly,
make
I think
shit
of
for the
other-
soundtracks.
The other song is Cool Your
Yeah,
Rainbow. The
that
other
one was
song.
good. That one I liked. I like that
was
one.
fine.
But
that one was fine.
There's nothing wrong
But,
with
like-
that song. Yeah.
But like looking at this, I feel like Dice was also bad, but nowhere.
Dice
near
at least was
offensive
more
as this.
cohesive and like at least
It did.
Yeah.
It
It
does the
was.
weird mixed pop thing, but the songs that they did switch between are different. They're closer together in sound than they were in OO, so it's not as offensive.
there's just a lot with this song that let's go through this music video, okay? Why is there a pirate ship? Why do we have a chick saying shoog shoog shoog?
Shoog, shoog.
What the fuck?
Just the amount of just made up words in the intro of the song is hilarious to me. And the fact that they subtitled all the all the words with double O's with capital O's is just like. Of
It's
course
like
I
only
hate it.
OnlyOneOf does that too.
That's a fucking
Only
OnlyOneOf
does that too.
thing. OnlyOneOf
Yes,
does that
they
all the
stole
time.
that
and I
from
hate it.
OnlyOneOf. Let's also talk about the fact that this song is also a Pepsi ad.
It basically
It
is.
is.
or
And
the
honestly,
Zero
for
Coke
a
ad
shitty
or whatever.
Pepsi ad, just-
Or
Oh,
Coke
God.
or Zero Coke ad.
Honestly, I
whatever
think
the
this
fuck
is a
that
Pepsi
is.
ad because it's so shit.
It's
I don't
so
want to drink
shit, you'd
Coke.
rather
I'd rather
go
have
buy
Pepsi, to be
Pepsi.
honest. It's a Pepsi ad in disguise.
Because that was also a wild choice for a debut song, is to make it secretly an ad as well.
Look, I'm gonna put this out there that JYP, this album, this
Well,
first
technically
album,
speaking, this is under our
it's
sub label
single.
under JYP, which is like Squad or SQU
but
4D
yeah,
or whatever.
but technically,
If their music videos are on the JYP,
I'm saying it because
Entertainment
someone's gonna
YouTube
make a
channel,
comment about
I
it.
count
We
them
know
as
it's under a
JYP.
sub label under JYP, but it's basically a JYP.
but
group.
also-
Well,
almost
Extraordinary
technically all of
Heroes is
JYP.
also in a sub
Yeah,
label,
exactly.
But like they're JYP.
Yeah.
It's not in the same. It's not in the same way that like Lucy is under Mystic Entertainment, which is an SM Entertainment subsidiary. Like that's different.
Yeah.
different. Because and also you cannot tell me that JYP having acknowledged them and that they are a JYP group. Look at how they interact with every other JYP artist and look at how that money is distributed. They're a
Basically.
JYP group.
I would have just
I look-
loved if they debuted with that middle song of OO.
Yeah, that middle
And just
section
made
of
that a
OO was
full
actually
song.
fun.
That middle song is pretty good.
But the lyrics though are
The problem with the
questionable
middle section of
in
OO
there too as well.
Yeah.
The problem with the middle section of OO is just that the fact that one, it is almost entirely sung by one person,
yeah.
which immediately means that I'm like, oh, how are the vocals of the rest of these girls gonna go great? And then it goes right back to shit.
Yeah.
It's like one brief moment of being okay, which almost makes the song worse because it makes it infinitely less cohesive.
It does. The fact that it's there, just right in the middle of this
Somehow makes
already
the song
shit
worse.
song, that's what makes it bad, is the fact that we take a hard turn into a completely separate genre
God.
and
But
then
the other
make a
thing is
hard
that,
turn
like,
back.
there even is no transition for it.
No,
They
it just
essentially
fucking
stop
stops
the
and
song.
starts a new song.
They stop the song, say the word NMIXX, and then start a new
Ugh.
song, and then stop that
It's
song and
cringe.
start a third
It's
song.
cringe.
I
Ugh,
saw someone call
can't.
this like, this is the singularity of music, and it made me laugh because I'm like, it's kind of true.
Fair. The other thing with it is that, like, this album didn't sell
It did
well,
not.
and they sold this album as a fucking
They
blind
did.
box before the
They
group.
Months before they
did.
debuted, because JYP knew
Months
he was doing
before the
risky
debut.
garbage with their debut song, and no one would want it.
And you're like, can you imagine the sales of this album without all of that? If they had,
If they had not
if you
sold
had
the
to have
blind
listened to the
package.
song
Yeah.
first.
And it's like the
Without this
nicest,
blind
and like
package.
people have now had time to like NMIXX and like Stockholm Syndrome themselves into the
Yeah.
song, so the comments on the music video are all much nicer now. But the day this came out, I remember going into the comment section and just reading so many things that were like, well, the song is surprising, but the girls are talented. And like, that was the best comments you could hear on it, was like trying to trying to say, well, the girls are talented, but this song isn't great.
Yeah, but that
And
that
that's
is
when you know
true
it's
though.
really
Like these
bad.
girls, that's the thing that pisses me the most off because they
girls
are
are
quite talented,
talented,
but
but,
it's
like-
being fucking wasted.
the
But like,
And
it's like
that's
the,
why
the
this song
girls being
deserves to be
talented
number
or
one, 'cause
not,
it's like,
yeah,
I'm
the
sick
song
of
is absolute
people
dog shit.
not doing I'm sick of these managements like not freaking doing the best they can to show off the talent of these girls, because these girls know how to dance, they know how to sing.
But the
It's
other
like,
thing is,
give them
of
songs
course
that
if this group is
accentuate that.
talented-
Why are you giving them shit music?
Look, the group may be talented, but if all I'm gonna get is shitty music, why
Yeah.
should I care?
It's like
That's
that's
the other
yeah, like I'm not
problem.
gonna
It's
put
like,
effort into learning
why?
them if they are just only putting out bad music. Like there's no need at that point for me. Like until they start making
Like,
like
even if
music
they had
that is
debuted with-
cohesive.
If they had debuted with like Dice,
Dice
I
is
would be
less bad, yeah.
Dice
Dice
is
is
less bad.
significantly
Like, I still
less bad.
would not have cared about. I would not have cared about that group. But at the very least, I wouldn't be surprised if they were getting possibly. Think about the fact that at this point, JYP is possibly the 5th group in contention for a rookie award.
Yeah.
We are in a year.
The girl groups are
where
killing.
JYP debuted a girl
NMIXX
group.
was gonna be
No,
nowhere
JYP
close
debuted
to
a girl
winning
Yeah.
that award this year.
and he will.
They're
not, he is
5
not
groups
in
away from winning
contention.
that, yeah.
He is 5 groups away from winning that, and not just because, like, I'm saying that in terms of popularity, that is the only reason they're somewhat up there. Because look at it.
And it's like they're behind Starship, and then it's because they're clearly, because I've won most of those awards, and then they're behind
Yeah.
Eugene's Lee Seraphim and also probably Kepler. Like, they are
Yeah.
just so far behind. They were so far behind winning that award this year that it was like kind of useless. Because
Again, one can hope this
It
is
was
like
so bad.
Twice, where Twice also had a like rough start.
yeah, but their
especially for
debut
us.
Their
was
debut
good.
was significantly
They, like,
better. I
good.
liked.
Yeah, significantly
Yes,
better.
it is. But I'm saying, like, JYP groups do tend to go through a period of bad, and usually it's at the beginning of their career. I remember Girls was terrible.
But like, it hasn't been this low.
Like, they take
Like,
It
we
hasn't
are
been this
so
low.
low is
low
not
now.
as low. I'm just saying, if one wants to possibly, there is possibly a future where this.
I
group
think
could
there's
go.
always
There are
potential.
groups
They
on
have
this-
to
there-
get
there
get
is
rid
a-
of this dumb concept that he wants to do for
They
this
do.
group first. Like, without that, it's just like we really have to stop with that. And I feel like that's the problem with JYP is that recently, given his 2 most recently debuted groups are on our top 10 worst songs of the year, is that he's trying to go so hard into these like very specific concepts without thinking about whether or not they're good ideas.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's almost like, I don't know if he is gonna, or if they're gonna realize that maybe they shouldn't do that, or if they're gonna just double down on it and continue to
Exactly.
do it or not.
We'll see. We'll see what the future holds for JYP.
Yeah, but so far, JYP, if
But-
anything's indicated of this list, JYP needs to clean it up a little bit because what the hell?
I think if anything is indicative of the big 4 between both lists,
Yeah.
is that 2 of them are doing surprisingly well, and 2 of them have
Are
gone
doing
to shit.
significantly worse,
And
yeah.
honestly, 2 of them make sense. I think Hybe and SM weirdly make sense to me.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that
YG's on the
apparently
good, it's
going-
doing great now, and then JYP is doing
JYP
dog
doing
shit.
shit.
Yeah.
Also,
That's surprising.
very often, clearly this is the year of the Korean girl group debuts and the year of women in the best and the worst ways, which is funny
Seriously.
when I look at this, honestly.
We have 3 girl group debuts on the worst list, and we have 2.5 on the good because Yena is
2.5,
also a
yeah.
debut.
Yeah, technically.
Yeah.
3. We'll go 3.
So there's 6 total girl group debuts, with female
Girl group
debuts
debuts.
on both lists.
Yeah. It's questionable.
But yeah, no, NMIXX, I hate to say it, but it's just a song that just like it's just the worst parts
It's
about
just
noise music,
so
the worst parts about
confusing.
mixing stuff, and the worst parts about management not utilizing their members' talents properly and giving them material to really show off those talents well. And that's like really why I think this is number 1 for me, because it's kind of like this bad trajectory.
It's really
is
bad,
continuing.
like in every
Yeah.
aspect of it. It's
because like
just
these girls do
everything
not
about it
deserve
is
this.
bad.
Lily doesn't fucking deserve this. She had to sit by
feel
and
so
read
sad
those.
for Lily.
Sammy, do you have any more of those lyrics to read out? Because we should really let the people know. Because these are some of the most atrocious lyrics I've ever heard.
Oh, lyrics.
Are they?
There's some really bad
They're
lyrics
not
in the
infinitely
song.
more in OO?
Yes. They are bad.
There are.
Because
Hold
we
on,
gotta let
me
the
get
people
back
know.
to it.
Because like this is just not good.
Well, I mean the checkout popcorn and 0 Coke line also. That's
Popcorn and 0.
Shug,
was a
shug,
choice.
shug. What the
Shoot,
fuck?
shoot,
Shug,
shoot.
shug, shug is
Look,
a
look.
choice. See that maze in 0s and 1s? Stop staring and
We're talking about
follow?
binary code.
I don't
Why
know
are we
what that
talking about
means.
binary code?
Apparently. Zip, zap, zoom. Come on, come on. Why are we zipping and zapping? Watch out, bala, bala, bala. Watch it, how nice, how nice. Watch it, bala, bala, bala. These
God.
are words. These are just words.
This is
Yeah, the
another one
chorus
of those
is
songs that is literally
something.
just
I'm
full
just
of
like
words.
I'm just like what?
I'm
These
like,
are
what is it?
words.
Literally, what does it mean? Like, what
Okay.
does it mean?
Also, the dance for this too is interesting because
Nothing.
they're like crouching, but like I don't want to say they're spraying their legs, but it's like a weird like bird flop motion almost.
I showed this song to two of my friends who don't listen to K-pop, and that was one of the first things one of them pointed out. He's like, what is this weird dance move they're doing where they're like flapping their legs around? I'm like, yeah, it looks awful. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
It just is what it is.
Yeah.
Oh jeez. But yeah,
Well, that was the year.
That
It
was a
the
year.
Because this is our last episode of the year,
yeah.
would we like to
Merry
inform the
Christmas,
Merry
people
Christmas.
of what our... Well, it's probably closer to
tomorrow-
New Year's now.
Well, Happy New Year's.
Oh, no, yeah, Happy New Year.
Would we like to inform the people of our, like, big ongoing series for next year? Because I feel
Yes.
like it's
Oh,
related.
yes. Yes.
So we have said multiple times how doing the top 10 best and worst list are our favorite episodes to do every year.
It is.
So we thought, why not just do that for an entire year? So
It's amazing.
starting in January, we are going to start in 2019, just because that is the year before we started our podcast, and we are going to go back every year up until we get to 2009 to 2000, which we're going to do together. And we're going to put out a top 10 best songs of the year and a top 10 worst songs of the year every single month.
Every year.
For every year from 2019 down to 2009 to 2000. So
Yeah, basically from 2000. Basically, we will have from 20. By the end of next year, we will have the best and worst
2023.
from 23 to 2000.
Yes.
23 years of K-pop.
yes.
We will then have the credibility to talk
It's
about
gonna be
anything.
fun.
In 2024, we will be doing a best and worst of all time to finish
Yes.
that series out. So
All
To be
time.
done.
it's a
At the
lot
moment.
less research focused than we did this year, but we need that because this year was a lot.
Yeah.
This year was
It
very.
was
This
probably
year was
this
too
year was
much.
honestly too much. So
We went a little too hard, but it's fine.
Mhm.
Yeah. It'll be fun.
So that was the year.
that was the year.
Hopefully, I swear, this year was. Weirdly, I'm okay with if we have another year like this year, because if we have the highs,
Yes.
I'll take whatever
Yeah.
the hell happened.
Because
on
as
this
long as
worst
the
list.
highs are highs, I don't particularly care how low the
Yeah.
lows are. So I just like to we like to complain about them on these episodes we do
We
at the end of
do.
the year, and that'll be fun.
Mhm.
But I just really need the highs to be high, and that's all that really
Yes.
matters for how good the year is.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are available on all major podcasting platforms like Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We also have a YouTube channel where we post all of our episodes along with fun clip videos as well. I think our next episode will be the winners to our awards, so that's exciting. And with that, we will see you guys in the next episode. Bye!
Bye-bye.
Bye.